Heartworm disease can be devastating for your pet, but there are some easy ways to prevent it. Patti now joins us with more on today's Ask the Vet.
Yes, Kira, Dr. Joel Conn from Pismo Beach Veterinary Clinic is joining us this morning talking about heartworm disease. And this is one of those where if your pet has it, it's not like they have a bump or a rash or something that you can see. This is something you can't really tell.
Yeah, and this is definitely a difficult disease because symptoms, as you said, occur only very late in the process, and the symptoms can be very vague. So, you know, by the time you notice your animal has heartworm disease, you may already be too late,
right,
to pursue treatment. So one of the things that we talk about with this disease is preventative, and I think to kind of go there, you kind of need to know more about what causes it. And
right.
So heartworm disease basically is a mosquito-transmitted organism. The mosquito bites the dog. It injects a larva of the heartworm into the dog's bloodstream, and that larva matures over a period of 6 months into an adult worm that takes residence in the heart. That worm reproduces, and over 2 to 3 years, you get potentially fatal disease.
It takes a while for it to develop.
It takes a really long time to develop.
So the obvious thing then, before you know if this is a problem, you have the dog tested?
Well, we recommend doing a blood test first, just to establish that they're heartworm
And this
negative.
is for cats and dogs. I said dog, but it can be for either.
Well, heartworm is a tricky one because it's very regional. It depends on the mosquito population.
Okay.
So the mosquito population here in California is nowhere near where it is in Georgia or Florida, but we still see it. Cats are more resistant than dogs to heartworm disease, so depending on how bad it is in that area, we may or may not recommend preventative for cats. In this area, we typically do not. In dogs, it can, and this is a beautiful picture here of an end-stage disease.
Wow.
So the crazy thing is, this dog may have no clinical signs, you know, 3 months ago, and then the heart looks like this.
Wow.
And so
at this point, is there treatment, or is this beyond treatment?
Well, this dog
obviously this dog didn't make it, but when it's this severe,
you can treat it, but treatment is very risky. We use an adulticide that kills the adult worms. The problem is with that degree of
there's damage to the heart.
There's
at that
damage
point,
to the
right?
heart. There's also the mechanical issue of those worms moving through the bloodstream after they're dead, and so these dogs, even with treatment, are at risk for sudden death. So
very
it's
scary.
It's kind of like something like rabies or something like this, where prevention
So
is
do you
important.
have to know first if the pet has a problem or not before you can just start giving them the medication that is preventative? Do you have to know first off if they already have a problem?
It depends on the medication.
Okay.
With most of today's heartworm medications, because they have such a slow kill rate, it actually is safe to start them, even if a dog were heartworm positive. Of course, if they were, you'd want to know that. So we recommend
to see if they
doing the
need
test first.
even additional treatment.
Further treatment. So the preventative and the adulticide therapy is different. The good news is prevention is really cheap and it's really easy.
These are some of the options here. This is what you can get from your vet. This is not something that you can just get something out of your pantry or at a pet store.
No, heartworm preventative is all prescription.
Okay.
There are many products out there. They come in both topical and oral formulations. So we've got a couple here. This is a product called Interceptor. This is an oral medication. It's given once a month.
Oh, once a month.
Once a month. It's a flavored pill, so most dogs will take that out of your hand.
They think it's a treat.
Which is kind of nice. And then this is a product called Revolution. It's actually a topical flea control. But it's what we call a combination product. It gets heartworm disease as well. The thing that we really like about the heartworm preventatives is that they not only do heartworm, but they often deworm for roundworms, hookworms, and whipworms.
So it's a broad spectrum.
It's a broad spectrum dewormer. And we think that that's a major concern, especially in households with kids or immunocompromised individuals, the elderly, etc.
And we want to think that pet owners are caring about the health of their pet regardless. But another aspect of looking at it is the health of your overall family. If your pet isn't healthy, some of those things then can spread to other family members.
That's right. Heartworm is not one of those, but the things that the heartworm preventative takes care of.
And this one, it covers some that can get to us, right?
Yeah. Roundworms especially can be really horrific in children.
Yeah. So if it's not enough for you to want to protect your animal, think of it this way: you're protecting you and your children, your family members.
That's right.
I have a special place in my heart for pets, and I know that there are some other people who think, Patti, you're over the top, you're crazy, So then I approach it that way. Well, think about the rest of your family.
That's probably good advice.
So these are things you can get from your vets. This is not something you treat yourself at home, so this is one of those things where you just have to go and get it checked out.
You get it, and once you have it, you have a 6 or 12-month supply. And then just like with your flea control once a month, we recommend the preventative.
You take that as well. All right. Well, thanks again for the great information. And we have more information on our website. If you are interested, you can check it out. And you can also ask questions directly by sending in your email, askthevet@kcoi.com, and Dr. Joel Conn will either answer those questions right here when he is on, or you can get an email response from him as well. And on KCOY.com, you will find more information posted there. We're right back in just a moment.